Hey guys, how's everyone doing on this Saturday? Today we're going to basically jump into the markets as usual, but this time we have some changes because there was many changes in the cryptocurrency market. Specifically, if I want to talk about the consolidation that's currently happening, and some lines have been starting to break. So today we're gonna specifically look at opportunities, if there are any, some trade setups in order to correctly place our trades, and most probably take some questions from the trading group. Hey guys, nice to see you here, Neil. And we have also Mike. How are you guys doing? Okay, so just as a quick recap, since it's like a cozy encounter between us both, what we're going to do is start really quick with the crypto market and specifically with Bitcoins later, and then with Ethereum. Then we're gonna just look at Ripple as well, because there are many people who buy XRP. And then and then I'm gonna just take some questions from you guys just to be able to screen the market. So as the YouTubers say, let's jump into it. Okay, so specifically, if I want to look at what's happening in the market, okay, the market today is down. Okay, why is it down? There has been many talks in the cryptocurrency market, specifically in the US, where we had Trump, along other US Senates and officials talking about cryptocurrencies. So Trump first started bashing cryptocurrencies and talking about how they are very volatile, and they are not a legal tender if we want to talk about it. And he spoke also about how it's not regulated. And he also talked about Facebook, their project called Libra, which I wrote about a while ago. He said that in order for Facebook to have a stable currency or something that is legit, they need to go back to the regulators and talk with them in order to make it something that is official. And along other officials in the states that are more from the not the conservative side, more of the Biden administration, they were talking about basically regulating cryptocurrencies. So those two scenarios affected the cryptocurrency market, and we can see today that it is down by 3%. We can drill down by the top 10. We have Bitcoin around -4%, and almost always, whenever Bitcoin is down, all the cryptocurrency market mostly is down. Of course, we have those specific projects that basically sometimes show an uncorrelated and not so correlated price action with Bitcoin. So for example, I can see in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin is down 4%, whereas some coins would definitely have their prices up. Okay, I need to refresh the page. Here we go. So this is the past 24%, the top losers. Let's see the top winners. By the way, AMP was one of the top winners. Okay, so the top winner is almost barely, like only 3% up. So this tells me that this is correct. The whole cryptocurrency market is down. And this confirms my theory that the remarks of the US made those significant impacts. And not much, like basically the stable coins are barely stable, and then you have all the minuses afterwards. The most coin that lost was AMP because it had a hype the week before. So we can see that it is still up around 40% in the past week. Chilis as well, around up 10% in the past 7 days. That's why those two heavily adjusted in the past day, in tandem, of course, with the current US news. So this is thing for now. If I go back to the biggest coins, we have -4, -1, -5, -6. Everything is almost, if I want to take an average, it's right here. We can just directly check it out. In the past 24 hours, this metric here is for the past 24 hours over the last day, 3%. which is, I wouldn't say very significant, but at the same time, this like what happened in the US deeply affected the cryptocurrency market. After this, let me go back to my charting tool, which is I basically use TradingView for the people who follow me. And I'm gonna start basically with, let's start with Bitcoin, of course. I'm gonna open the full feature chart. Now, Bitcoin's price is around 35,000, and this price showed very, very strong consolidation behavior. So back in around like when we first started our year, around Jan, prices were adjusting around this area, and then suddenly prices just shot around here. So, and I can see that prices did have some price action around the $35,000. Versus after that, prices just continued skyrocketing until prices couldn't go higher than $64,000. And from then, Vitalik dumping, and then Elon Musk's tweets about Bitcoin not being environmental friendly led to the whole crash of the market to currently where we are now. So the potential scenarios of what's happened. Let me open something in a new chart. I don't want us to be a bit scared from all those technical analyses. Let me open a new chart right here. And let's do the charting from scratch, just so you guys can get a sense of what's happening. So this is today BNB's chart. I just want to go to BTC USD. By the way, some coins have very similar price action, and you can definitely see that when I switched from BNB to BTC, the behavior is really, really similar in the sense of having an uptrend and then a certain consolidation and then another uptrend. And this is basically why people are still talking about the Bitcoin dominance. Today's Bitcoin dominance is around 40%, I believe. Let me check here, 43, 44%. It was previously around 60. And this means for someone who doesn't know that if Bitcoin moves by $1, the whole market moves by $1 as well, upwards or downwards, depending on Bitcoin's movement. So it is positively correlated. This is how when we talk about price actions. Going back to the charts, let me go to BTC. And here I can see basically the important area, okay, of between 40 and 30 specifically. And if you notice, this is specifically a psychological area, price, right? We have the 30 and then the 40, and prices managed to touch the 40 and then go all the way to the 30 level. So for me, this is a very important area. Let me just highlight that. I'm not going to go all the way down here. I'm going to take the 30.5. Then I'm going to take the 40 around here. And for me, looking at this type of trend, this area right above the $40,000 is just a pump or an overinflated price, because for the only reason that prices did not consolidate at all around any time above 40,000. So if I just zoom in, I can see an uptrend and then a downtrend, not an uptrend specifically. Price pumps and then price dumps, rather than a true consolidation. Maybe we had one between the 50 and the 60,000, but it was very light. So my next targets would be between 50 and 60 as well, just to delimit them. And that's why now I have like specific price, price levels. And if you notice right here, those price levels, they coincide exactly with psychological price areas. So for example, if I take the $30,000, it's right here, 40,000 is right here, 50 is around here, and then 60 is around here. So Talking about psychological prices is something that is definitely observed in the cryptocurrency market. It's specifically because most people who buy in aren't analysts, or they are not hedge funds or family offices doing uh, studied trades, right? They just look at the prices, and they would say, for example, if prices fall below 50, I'm gonna sell. If prices go above 40, I'm gonna buy, for example. And this is how we get to the point of having psychological price areas, right? So what's happening justifies the behavior of what's coming next. Because in the equity market, you don't have those talks of like $30, $40. It is a bit still valid in the equity market, but mostly analysts, they dig deeper in the balance sheets and the cash flow statements, and the income statements as well, and the financial health of the overall company, and they come up with specific metrics. For example, $2.34, 233, 679. So it's very specific for them, and this is why they wait for those specific numbers in order to take action, rather than just saying, I'm going to wait for $2, right? So this is the difference between the cryptocurrency market and the equity market, or the stock market, or you want to call it the real investment world, or legacy finance. All of those terms are referred to what's already out there in the stock market. So for Bitcoin specific case right now, I can see that prices are hovering around $35,000. Let me just put that on my chart. Let me put it around 35,500 just to take an average. Here we go. I'm going to change the color just so I can clearly see how the current prices. I'm going to put that in whatever, in blue. Okay, I'm going to zoom in kind of just to see. Right now, what's going to happen next? That's the multi-billion dollar question, or the $1 billion question, since now Bitcoin's value did reach a market cap of 1 billion previously. Specifically in this case, I can see that ever since May 20, I can see a slight downtrend, okay? So prices might still consolidate around this area. And before we did talk about prices were around here in our last live stream, and I did talk about prices falling all the way to $30,000, and this is what happened before. What you can basically see here is how prices behaved in a downtrend, but then directly adjusted back up. Because every time in the market you have an overbought price and an oversold price. And those overbuy and oversell limits, some traders, or day traders specifically, or even crypto traders, or robots, you want to call them, or AIs, they look for those specific areas. So whenever prices are oversold, okay, those robots go in and then they start buying back, in order to just sell at the same time and benefit from those price increases. And whenever it's overbought, they directly start selling. So I can see here that prices were extremely oversold around here and around here. Hence this candle looking like that, where you can see the lowest of the day, but then quickly prices adjusted back up. And this is almost around 5%. And having profits of 5% per day is really good, by the way. If you do that, if you manage to scale that, of course. So going back to what's happening, one-day chart around here, I'm going to go to the 2-hour. Neil is asking if I recommend any software. I honestly don't like trading softwares at all, because there are many that are scams. Let's start with that. There are many that are not fully tailored for the average trader. So you might almost always have like losing trades. And so far in the market, whenever you want to make a decision, by the way, to buy a software, you always look at the previous performances, right? So for this specific case of crypto trading, I don't see any successful trading firm that has a successful track record of having like year on year a growing performance. They might have like plus 20 one day, but other days they have minus 30. So over the long term, those AIs are not fully tailored yet or optimized in order to make those consistent gains. Whereas we humans, like I'm talking about the professional traders, not your average person who just buy on emotions, we know how to specifically react to the market, whereas AIs don't know yet much how to do those things. And I'm talking about, of course, like people are emotional and robots aren't. But at the same time, we know how to make specific adjustments and tailors to our strategies instantly, whereas robots cannot take in many factors that happen in the market. So personally, I don't like much to deal with softwares, and I would rather much do my own analysis because I would at least understand my own strategy. You would never invest in something you don't understand, right? So if I don't understand what this robot is doing, I will not do it. And if I do understand it, I would do it personally. This is my strategy, and I prefer to do it myself. That's it. So going back to Bitcoin, just for you guys to understand that despite the fear and the negative sentiment in the market, prices are still consolidating. Like that's what I said last week, and this is what's happening still. Because if you notice, like let's say since 19th of May, the 19th of May, prices were around 36, 35, and today prices are around 36 and 35. So we have like a sideways trend where it is advisable to open short-term trades rather than opening a long-term trade. And for me, I would definitely buy around the 30 and definitely sell around the 40. So for now, at the specific current price, I don't advise much to buy Bitcoin if you are going to buy for the short term, because the trend is already started from the $30,000, and traders are awaiting a $40,000 take profit area. And right around here, it is a good short selling if you are working with a broker that allows you to short sell Bitcoins, cryptocurrency specifically. You can do that around $40,000 and place a stop loss of around, I would say 42, and my take profit would definitely be around 32. So that's like 2 to 8 risk management. Okay, this is for Bitcoin. By the way, guys, please do let me know if anyone has any question regarding a specific coin, token, a specific charting method, how to do something, or what's happening in the cryptocurrency market. Please write them down in the comment section. I'm going to go through them all. And for now, I'm going to continue with my analysis. So for now, again, if I want to talk about Bitcoins, for like a quick trade setup would be just waiting for now, nothing much to do. Or if you are really concerned about not like day trading specifically, you can buy at 35, close at 40, but put a stop loss around $34,000. So this is my my take for that. Sure, I'm gonna definitely go over Ether and ADA, which is Cardano. Cardano was doing really well, and I'm gonna show that, by the way. Ether and Cardano have like both specifically technicals, and we're gonna see that in the price action. Very similar price action. They are both on an uptrend channel, and I'm gonna talk about that in a while. So back to Bitcoin, this is what's happening currently. If we want to project what might happen later, let me zoom out first and go to the 4-hour chart. Right around here, I can see that the downtrend started to converge into a sideways trend. So down from the 60 all the way to the 30 was heavily stopped by buyers. This is where buyers entered, and they managed to break the downtrend, because if the downtrend was still there, I would have seen this trend line like that. This is where the trend line was broken, right around here. So basically, buyers came in and they managed to halt the fall of Bitcoin, and of course the whole cryptocurrency market as a whole. And Right around here, I can say that the sideways trend started. I'm gonna just delimit that with an ellipse. Amon, not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correct. I'm gonna definitely talk about my favorite project, which is Matic Polygon. So we have Cardano, Ether, and Polygon. Sure thing, man. So what next for Bitcoin, you might be asking? Well, we have two scenarios currently, and it is very clear. I'm not saying something out of the ordinary. Any technical trader would say the same and would place his setups based on the following. So for now, it is not advisable to buy Bitcoin. It is advisable to wait for specific areas. And those two areas are the following: the $30,000 and the $40,000. Don't let yourself buy in based on fear or like feeling that you are missing out. There's no missing out between 30 and 40. Don't worry about that. What you might be doing if you just start by buying right now is just lower prices potentially. Because for me personally, what I see might happen is a potential retracement toward the 30,000 still. And I'm talking because as I started my live stream talking about what happened in the US, like whenever the US is one of the biggest markets in crypto, basically. And of course, we have Asia as well. But the US is also one big market for cryptocurrencies. And specifically now with Biden trying to tax corporations and whatever, people are starting to look for alternatives in order to buy, because what happens when you higher taxes, the bottom line of the companies start to diminish. And when this happens, the stock market, like the stock of the company, goes lower. And then in turn, the whole stock market becomes lower. And they are talking about an inflated equity market today. The US dollar is a bit overbought. And they are talking about a potential correction. If you look at the US dollar index, it is very it appreciated a lot, by the way, and there is an upcoming correction, in my opinion. Now, when would this happen? I'm not sure. No one can be sure, but we can always be ready for any change in the market. So for me, for Bitcoin, not to stay much, I can still see a downward trend for Bitcoin, like something like that. But still, I would wait, because currently this is what's happening for Bitcoin. But if I want to be specific, I would definitely place a buy order for Bitcoin right above 40. Let me place that here. My buy order would be right here. And my sell order would be somewhere around here, because I would definitely say that prices might still fall below 30. It might do that. I'm not someone who is emotional and no, I want cryptos to go to the moon or whatever. We have many people, I don't know, in this industry who talk like that, and we don't want to do that. We always want to be professional and objective in our analysis. So far, if you look, it is a 50-50. I don't want to say 50-50 because we're not gambling right here, and that's why we stay away from such price action. Whenever there's consolidation, you would have to day trade, and I'm not sure anyone is fit to day trade, because you must have the charting knowledge and the emotions, which is really important. What would happen to the crypto market? Mike is asking, what would happen to the crypto market if the stock market corrections happen? Very good question. In my opinion, now there are two cases. I would start with the COVID crash that happened back in March or April of 2019, 2020. And what happened back then is that when the stock market crashed, okay, the crypto market crashed as well. And this is a big indication of like whenever something bad happens in the world, not only in the equity market, it gets reflected everywhere. So because of the COVID crash, let me just zoom into the COVID crash, which is right around here. This is the COVID crash, by the way. It's really tiny compared to other price actions. Right here. This is the COVID crash. And it's honestly insignificant if you want to look at the overall what happens. Like look how prices behaved right after the crash. But anyway, my point is sometimes there is a correlation between the crypto market and the stock market, but it depends on the reason. So for the COVID, the reason it was basically due because people were going to stop working. People needed cash. Some countries restricted ATM withdrawals as well, like in Australia, for example. And in the US, certain states, they did some restrictions on US dollar bill withdrawals from ATMs. So people would definitely go and liquidate their positions in the cryptocurrency market. And this is what happened for the COVID crash. But other times, whenever the stock market wasn't doing well, and for example, gold was going up, Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market also went up. So it is there are many cases. You need to specifically know why you were saying the stock market. You must know why the stock market is moving down, and if it makes sense that the crypto market would go down with it, it might. But if not, definitely it would go higher because if the economy is not doing well, based on a country or an industry, the cryptocurrency market is different and people would go there in order to make more money. But if it is something that has to do with health worldwide, whatever, an apocalypse or I don't know what, war, for example, people would definitely just withdraw in order to keep cash, and cash becomes king in those circumstances. Let's go to Ether, ETH, USD. So, this was basically I was showing, this is the crypto crash, by the way, for Ether, right around here. And it's super tiny compared to what happened to prices afterwards. Imagine, guys, Ether's price when the crash happened and everyone was panicking, it just fell from 270, 280 all the way to $80. I remember. It crossed $100, and today we're talking about a crash from 4,000 to 2,000. Like before, prices were $80, and I'm not talking like 10 years ago. I'm talking 1 year ago, only 1 year ago. Prices were $80, and today they are 2,100. Like people need to chill, and I don't know. Specifically, let's not go back 1 year. Let's start from this year. Like if you want to take the investment of Ether, the return year to date, like starting of the year 2021, it's right around here. And Ether basically had an appreciation in prices. Let me put it here. From around 900 all the way to the current price, not the all-time high. So far it is up 150% in 6 months. In the equity market, this is an outstanding performance. Like the best portfolio manager would have a performance of barely like 10%. Like the best of the best would make 15% in 1 year. And we're talking Ethereum, the blockchain, and the Ether, the coin, made 150% in 6 months. So I'm not sure where the crash is yet. But anyway, let's go back to the charting. And I was talking in our last stream about how Ether is on an uptrend. And you might say that, hey, I'm not sure if it is an uptrend, but just zoom in here. And this is the 1 week. I'm going to go to the 1 day. And this is the big crash that happened. Vitalik dumping, Elon Musk tweeting, all the way to here. So is this an uptrend? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Let me go back to drawing the technical, my technical charting. Perfect. So in our last stream, I specifically said that prices might still adjust down to the trend line. Prices were around here, I believe, and we can clearly see how prices are like they are adjusting again to the trend line. So for me, say still everything is still happening according to plans, right? Here it is. You might always encounter fake outs, by the way, and those fake outs get removed when you zoom out. So now I am in the 1 day. chart. But if I go, for example, in the 4 hours, I might see a few candles right below my uptrend. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Like this is like for 12 hours, prices dipped below $2,000 all the way to 1,800, and that was a very strong buy. So I want you guys to do your chartings and then look at those specific price breakouts and then directly buy them, guys. Don't wait. Don't like, you need to know where to stop, of course, but don't wait. Buy them. 1,800, and I can see that prices are like, the uptrend is right around here. I can buy and place a stop loss of like, let's say $100. Okay, but what is my upside? My upside is like $1,000. Like, would you risk $100 to make $1,000? Of course, yes. And in the trading game, there is always a loss. Okay, but it is how we manage our loss that makes us profitable, right? So right around here, this is what happened, a breakout. And then if I want to look at the overall, I will zoom back to the 1 day. And I would just normalize this. And now, let me just erase this and place a parallel trend channel. Here we go. This is the first one, and this is the second one. I'm gonna take the upper one. This is a bit too much, but it's always think about areas, by the way. Don't look at the line. Look around the line. Take all the prices that come around any area. So for example, this is where a breakout happened. I would definitely look at that in order to what? In this specific case, who knows? If my price reached an overbought area, what can I do? I would definitely sell around here. You must sell. Even if prices continued upwards. As a trader, you will always say that I did my analysis and this was the correct thing to do. For example, right around here when prices went higher than the trend line and it continued, many people said, oh shit, I should have stayed like kept my positions open, and other people also what? They bought around here. But soon after, prices will always correct back downwards. And this is why we should always stick to our plan. Never listen to anyone, even to me. Just take the information to you and do your own proper analysis. You read the analysis of articles, you watch other people live streaming, like me, for example, and placing trades. They give you trade setups, but always look at and always do your own analysis before you place your orders, and never buy based on influence. Do your own thing. So anyway, going back to Ether, for me, it is still an uptrend. Prices did reach the $2,200, but I expect them to reach it again. Okay, but I can see that there is a small rebound around here. It might go back to the average of 2,600. So far, because prices are kind of around the limit of my lower uptrend, I can place a buy order around here, place a stop around 2,200, and take a profit around, let me say around 2,800. I can place it around 3,000 this time, specifically because this month for Ether, we have the EIP 1559. And for anyone who doesn't know what the EIP 1559 is, it is called Ethereum Improvement Protocol number 1559 on the GitHub development website. And it basically lays down the foundation to lowering the fees. Of course, this will be a controversy because miners, they want higher fees because this is their profits. And the traders would want lower fees because they are paying. So let's see what happens this month. This is an interesting month for Ethereum, by the way, and for any other project that uses smart contracts, by the way, and specifically the Ethereum ecosystem. Okay, so for Ether, if you want to buy in, you can do that. Definitely place your stop loss around 2,100, 2,200, 2,000, 1,900. It all depends on the risk, on the trader's risk appetite. Okay, I cannot tell you place it here because sometimes a breakout might happen. It might hit your stop loss and then it will continue upwards. So always place it depending on your risk assessment and your risk tolerance, okay? And always have a plan in mind. Like, never buy something and just leave it. I don't know where I'm gonna get out of the market. This is not the plan. If you are trading, if you are investing, like you just want to leave it for years, then don't look into any of this. Just buy Ether today and say, hey, I'm gonna wait the market cap of a price of $5,000, for example. This is another case scenario. But now we're talking about how traders assess their trades. So this is for Ether. I'm gonna just quickly move to ADA. We have ADA, and then I'm gonna look at Matic. So for ADA, guys, as I said earlier, it had a similar price action like Ether, right around here. In the sense of what? We have a uptrend channel, and we had a strong overbought area that mooned, and then it corrected back to this uptrend channel. It didn't go as low as 0.6 or 0.4 for me to say that this project is bad and I just need to get away from Cardano. Prices behave in a very normal way. So I wouldn't say that the behavior was abnormal or whatever. So of course you will always see breakouts. Nothing is perfect, okay? So that's why I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna fine tune it to say, hey, this is how I placed my charts and I'm the best. Like, and every charting analysis would have like some minor flaws or some minor breakouts or fakeouts, for example. But for this specific thing right here, I'm gonna just slightly adjust it, because you can place it here or you can place it here and say that prices are gonna rebound definitely, or you're gonna place it here and say prices still have room for deterioration and to go back to the 1.3. So this specific area for Cardano and for Ethereum are both buy opportunities. If you bought around 1.3, definitely you would have made some profits by now, like around more than 10%. Okay, and prices, you would place a take profit around 1.7, 1.8 as a first target, and then as a second target, your $2 price point. Okay. Again, if you are buying for the long term, don't go over those small details. Again, it depends on your plan and what you're doing, and this is what you should always do. Just know what you want to do. If you are waiting at $3 price, why would you go into the details between buying at 1.4 and 1.3? It doesn't make sense for you. Just go ahead and buy, but definitely place your stop loss around $1. So this is how we have to think. Okay, I place my take profit and stop loss depending on my own investment plan, and that's why you should always have a plan. This is why most trading gurus, they start telling you have to always know your why. So this is your why. Know your why in this case. This is for Cardano. I would definitely, like, again, if you want to day trade, you can open one here, place a stop loss around 1.28, and then place a take profit around 1.7. I would just be safe, and then 1.8 or 2 for your second level. Okay, we're gonna go to Matic. Mike, do you have any token question? You can put it down in the section here. Matic USD. Okay, Matic had a very wild. It was a wild ride for Matic Polygon because prices shot way high, and many projects on the Polygon network also had many price increases as well. So for me, let's analyze Matic, because Matic is one of my favorites, and I honestly bought Matic around 60 cents, right around here. When the first price shot, I was like, shit, I'm late, because I already heard about Matic like since Feb. I think prices were around, I don't remember, not Feb, beginning of March. Here we go, mid-March, when the project started to was listed and you can buy it and everything. Right around mid-March, not mid-Feb. Prices were on the 40 to 30 cents, and then it became 60 cents, and I'm like, shit, I'm late to the party. What I did basically, I just took the risk and decided to buy because there were many talks about a price of $1 for Matic. You know, for every project you have those psychological price areas. I always call them psychological price areas, by the way, where the target becomes the factor that makes the price go up to it. So for example, there's no hype in one specific token, and they say prices are going to go to $10, but current prices are $1. But because of this news, people start buying, and the $10 fairy tale becomes the truth. And this is because of the news. And this is how they say that, hey, it was manipulated or whatever. So let me go back to Matic, how to do my technical charting, because this is not very clear for people. Some people would say, yes, this is basically an uptrend. Others might say, I had an uptrend and then I had a crash, and now I have another crash. I don't know what's happening here. So this is what I'm going to do right now. First, always start with your support and resistance areas. Definitely do that every time. So the first thing was here. The first consolidation was around 40 cents. Let me place my horizontal line. The first consolidation was around here. You can place consolidation. And the second one was around 80 cents to $1. I'm going to place it around 90 or 85 or 83, whatever. My second, because prices after here just continued way high. I went to 2.5, closed on 2.5 for the day because they continued to 2.8 for a brief moment of time. And then they crashed back to this level right here, 1.6, 1.8, 1.7, whatever. And then they went as low as 1. 1 is a psychological price area as well. So you can see here a kind of resistance to the $1 price, but then it just directly shot way high. And then it came back after this pump and dump. And then it got pumped right back again because like the $1 is a psychological price, right? So, hey, it's back to 1. It is an attractive price. It might go back to 3. And then prices shot back up all the way to the specific price, if you notice, where it closed before. It just reached it briefly and then went down. This movement right here with a red candlesticks is a definite bearish signal. This is, at least for me, because right here it was a strong close, but then turned into a high for the day only. And it failed to reach it, to breach it. And this is why this behavior right here signals a bear market, an upcoming bear market. And afterwards, specifically, it went all the way back to the 1.6. This is where I placed my kind of area. So we have for this area here, we have 1, 2, 3, because it went down and then continued up, 4, 5, and now we're going all the way back to $1. So for me, definitely Matic is still bearish. Don't buy Matic now, okay? Because before I did say to buy Matic, it was right around $1, and it did a great performance. But for now, don't buy Matic because prices are still, they can still adjust all the way to $1. And if they manage to breach the $1, they would reach to the 80 cents. So let me just put that here. This is still happening. But of course, this means what, guys? This is a nice setup for me, an upcoming setup. I wouldn't do it now. I would wait. But for me, I would definitely buy back at $1. Personally, I will buy at $1 and place a stop loss of around 95 cents. Okay, here we go, here, right here. This is my stop loss. And my take profit would definitely be, I will not wait all the way to 1.6. I would take my profit around, this is where prices consolidated for a period of time. So I would take it around 1.5, 1.45. This is a very nice setup for me. And I'm very sure that prices can do that Because look at Matic's pumps. They are like scary. 60% in one day. 60%. So this is for Matic. I would wait, just to sum up, but do buy at the $1 price. Okay. This is for Matic. We have Harmony 1. So for me, I'm not very familiar with Harmony, but I will show you how I personally approach new coins and new projects. First, I need to understand what the project is about. So I would definitely go to my favorite website, just to the aggregator, which is CoinMarketCap. And I would go to Harmony. Here it is. We have Harmony and we have Harmony Coin. Let's see. It's a bit similar to Theta, if you know Theta, and you have Theta Fuel. One is basically for the whole project, the company, and the other one might be a utility token where users would use it inside of the platform. So for Harmony, it might be the case. So the first thing I would look at is, of course, the price, 0.07, 0.08, but of course it is nothing. It indicates nothing for me. The first thing I would look at is the market cap, which is around 775 million. It is down 10% for the day. Okay, sorry, it is up 14%. Okay, the market cap is down. Okay, and this means that some tokens were burnt, for example, because I look at the max supply, it's 12.6 billion max supply. And the total supply is 13 billion. How is this possible? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, because some of them gets burned, I think. The maximum amount of the coins, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the current circulating one, now we are at 10 billion. Okay, this is it here. Okay, we are currently at 10 billion, okay? And let's see the number, the rank of this coin. The rank is 88. Okay, so this is a good, if I might say, something that where you can buy and then you can have like a part of your portfolio, okay, where you can buy and expect high returns, because the market cap is still below 1 billion, and usually when you have like stable projects, all they have their market cap above 1 billion, so you can almost double your capital around here. This is number one. The second thing, I would look definitely into the charting, but later on. Just in the beginning, I would look to see a clear picture what happens. So, okay. Prices were consolidating for an extended period of time. And it started moving basically this year with the cryptocurrency market. But the cryptocurrency market honestly started moving around April, around here, but nothing important happened around here. So this behavior is only approved by fundamental news. Here, I think there might have something happened with the company, like a certain hype or a certain project that made this jump, because the whole cryptocurrency market was going up starting April, but nothing important was happening around here. So then I would go to understand what is it about. It's a blockchain platform, blah, blah, blah. Creation of dApps. Okay, so this one helps new companies approach decentralization by building a platform that allows them to code and to have a dApp, okay, which is a decentralized app. Whenever you have an app, you have a server, you have security, you have the code, you have everything centralized usually. When it is the case of dApps, everything on it is decentralized. Servers, the payment gateways, the code, everything is basically decentralized. And what they are doing, those guys, is provide a platform for developers to easily maybe plug and play in order to have a decentralized app. They are innovating, blah, blah, blah. This, I mean, you know, always get away from those words of we are the first of the kind, or first of our kind, or we aim to change the way, revolutionary. Those kind of words, buzzwords, are almost always part of a marketing technique. So, yeah, focus on random state sharding. Okay, allows creating blocks. Cross-chain, cross-chart. Okay, we've seen that in other platforms as well. And this might be interesting. Basically, it is a way to scale as well, and many scalability projects are striving. So this sounds like an interesting project. Here it is. The max supply is 12.6, as I said, billion, and currently we're around 10. Okay. What else? Anything else I need to know? Proof of stake. Here it is. Okay, very good. And they have proof, unlike proof of work, EPOS, which is collective, effective proof of stake. Okay, stake of hundreds of validators, consent method will develop in accordance with the sharding concept used in Harmony network. Yeah, so basically they are trying to come up with ways in order to effectively and efficiently mine, because as we know today, the cryptocurrency market suffers from inefficiency, specifically when it comes to validating the network nodes and whatever. So I would say this is an interesting project, but directly before I even open the software, I can definitely see that prices are still on a downtrend with no end in sight. Usually an end in sight is where prices start to consolidate, like for the case of Bitcoin or Ether or whatever. Everything that we saw today was consolidating. But for this specific case, I don't see any consolidation in sight. And just to confirm that, I'm going to try to go to TradingView to see if I can manage to find Harmony one on TradingView, one USD. Okay, I do have it. Yep. And this is the downtrend I was talking about. Now, if you are interested in buying this project for the short term and benefit from the change in prices, this is what you need to do. Again, as a trader, you might do that. I can see that there is a certain type of consistent downtrend as well, which is kind of weird. Now for the ups, I would definitely do that. And the reason is, I will tell you why I placed my upper limit right here. And this is very important for you guys to know, like where to specifically place it. For this specific case, I can see that prices right around here, they managed to break out several times this area. Okay, but they failed to continue back up. They continued downwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 attempts at breaking out. They couldn't. And another one, 8 here. This one here, they managed to do with prices. I mean, prices managed to break out and then go higher, but then for a very brief period of time because of the crypto crash that happened with Vitalik, with Elon, and with blah blah blah. Many talks and news were talked about that. So the project started to pick up. Unfortunately, the overall market sentiment was down, and specifically the crash happened. Bitcoin went from 60 to 30, which is something that is very scary for investors. So prices, I think here, let me see how much prices lost in value. Prices were around here. And basically, this is around the same time Vitalik dumped his Doge DOT tokens, because it includes Doge and Shiba Inu and whatever those funny DOT tokens. So the prices fell from all here, all around to, they reached like 70%, 80%, 70%, but I'm going to take this one here, around 50. So if you notice that most coins lost at the same time with the same momentum of Bitcoin, like around 50%, everything. And by the way, for buyers and for buyers of cryptocurrencies and investors, this is good news. Like if you are a believer in the technology for the long term, this is your chance to get in and buy at cheaper prices. Imagine you are buying today at 60,000 versus today buying at 35. Which one would you choose? we are still expecting Bitcoin to reach $100,000. So would you rather do like a 30% increase in prices or have like a 100% increase in prices? Definitely 100. So far, prices reached, I will tell you what they reached. They reached this area and reached lower. So for me, I would expect an even lower price, unfortunately. But in case prices, let me see right here. Yeah, I think this is an important area as well for one. Right around here, 0.08. Okay, because the price tested this area, this is the first time, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth times. Okay, so if prices now are going to continue lower, okay, and they've reached this lower trend channel, never buy, don't buy. If you want to take the chance and buy right here, place a stop loss around 0.065. Or prices should be expected to rebound around here, but not for a big period of time. I want to see a consolidation for one before it continues back up. But for now, there's no consolidation. It's just sinking in prices. So it was around 0.1 and it fell all the way to 0.07. I would stay away from one for the meantime. Although maybe it might be a very good project, but at the same time, prices are falling down. Why would I buy, right? So yeah, and this is it for one. And I think that's it for today. I wanted to keep it short, just to talk what's happening. And so far, as we've seen, guys, there's not any action in the market. You might say that the market is down 4%, but as we've seen, this is just a normal price action. And you can see here, right here, that most cryptos are down, but it is part of their technical price action. And there's nothing to be wary about. Just place your alerts in order to know where to get out of the market. And always make sure that you know where to take your profits. You cannot just keep your profits because there will always be unrealized profits. So know when you want to take them. If it is something in the long term, stop stressing since today. Okay, and if it's something short term, just know where to liquidate. And other than that, I will wish you all a great weekend. Have fun, and let's meet up in our next live stream. And yeah, cheers.